Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's mini lesson. It is on writing Texas paragraphs and creating a journal entry. I'm going to share my screen now, and let's go to present mode. So here we are. To begin this mini lesson, let's think about what is a journal entry and what is a Texas paragraph. So have you ever heard of a journal entry? Have you ever heard of a Texas paragraph? What are these things? Please, if you'd like, take a moment to think about this, pause the video. So let's continue. Writing a journal entry. This is taken from the article or chapter on strategies for reading critically by Ruth Spack. And one reason why I like this chapter is it also helps us go from reading to writing. And one of the ways we go from reading to writing is writing journal entries. Journal entries are basically more informal ways to respond to a reading or an article in your class. So you can see here, Ruth Spack says, in your response to the reading, you may write whatever you want or choose among the following suggestions, but incorporate at least one quotation from the reading in your response. So one thing about journal entries is they help students and writers learn to add information from the text into their own writing. This is a critical aspect of college writing. So many of us who want to maybe go to Bunker Hill Community College or places like UMass Boston or Quincy College, this is a great way to begin. So in a journal entry, we can respond to the text by describing what went through our mind as we're reading, exploring what you like about the reading, don't like about the reading, agree or disagree with the reading. You can relate your own personal experiences to the reading or raise questions. These are all different options. And by the way, all of these are great options to try and analyze or discuss readings when you are doing academic or professional writing. So like, what's a summary? What's a summary of a journal entry? Excuse me. A journal entry is when you respond to a reading to explore your ideas and begin to organize quotes or other kinds of information from the reading for future essays or other writing assignments. So journal entries can also be seen as like stepping stones or a step-by-step process to start building an essay. And I hope everyone can see that's what we're doing in the last lesson and in this lesson. So one thing I want us to do this week is when we're writing our journal entry to try and form Texas body paragraphs or just Texas paragraphs. A Texas paragraph, Texas is just an acronym. There's nothing to do with the state or anything like this. And the acronym stands for having a clear topic sentence, using evidence from the reading, which is often in the form of quotes. We're going to be using quotes right now. Quotes are like what someone said in the reading or the text, including an example. Examples aren't always necessary, but they can be interesting. Analysis. Analysis is when you include your own opinion in the text, and then summary. Summary is reminding the reader what your paragraph is about. So here's a little bit more detail again. A topic sentence is usually a simple sentence at the beginning of a paragraph that helps the reader know what the paragraph is about. This is really important because writing is understood at the paragraph level. One of my favorite professors says this. When you are reading someone's essay, you really look for ideas from like paragraph to paragraph. So if a topic sentence is not clear, it kind of makes the paragraph unclear. Evidence is information from the source, the essay, the article, the book, the movie that you're writing about. And today or this week, we're using quotes as evidence. An example could be something from the text, from your personal experience, or it's just a way to further describe the evidence. And analysis right here is what you think about the evidence, your own opinion and how it relates to your main ideas and your reaction or response to the text in the class. And then a summary sentence, again, is a way to remind the reader what your paragraph is about. Okay, great. Let's look at an example Texas paragraph with a student who was writing about the same article that you wrote about, what true education should do. Why doesn't everyone just take a moment to read this paragraph? If you'd like to pause this video to do that, that would be great. Okay, so maybe you might need another second to read the paragraph. Please make sure to pause the video, but we can go through and say like, where are the Texas sentences? Like, how does this paragraph use the Texas method? Let's see, I'm going to leave presentation mode so that I can mark up this presentation slide. So this person says, stuffing information into an empty casing is not an effective way to learn. That's like a pretty clear topic sentence, isn't it? I mean, it helps us see that the student is going to talk about this idea in their paragraph, that just forcing students to learn information and like stuffing it into them as if they are a container is not helpful. Then we can see that after that, they introduce a quote, which is evidence, right? So we can add that here. Whoops, I don't want to change the text color. Instead, I'd like to highlight it. We can highlight it orange. Here, the student adds in evidence. So now we have the T and the E. Next, we can see the student goes on and sort of describes and discusses the quote a little bit. Nowadays, students go to school and have to attend lots of courses in a day. Teachers have different teaching techniques as same as students have their way in study. However, some people still have difficulties during this class. Therefore, this makes students confused and cannot concentrate on the lesson. So it seems like sort of maybe all of this is like sort of a form of analysis to me. So I'm going to highlight that green. So I don't know, here you can see that I'm not sure if this sentence seems kind of like a summary. So we could highlight that, I don't know. And then this is back to more sort of analysis. I'm not sure if this sentence has a summary, if this paragraph has a summary. But we can see that one great thing about this paragraph is the student has a clear T part, a topic. They include a quote, evidence, and then they have quite a bit of analysis, which is great. Analysis really is the most important part because you are saying why the quote is important, how the quote describes, supports, or analyzes like the main idea of your essay. So I think this paragraph is off to a good start, although the student could possibly add an example and then sort of improve their summary. Hey, you only get to see one video of me talking per week. So here is another paragraph, which is much longer, sort of more developed. Why doesn't everyone take a few minutes to read this paragraph? If you need to pause the video, go ahead. Okay, maybe you need more time. Please remember to pause the video and read the paragraph carefully. This is an example that a student wrote just recently in one of my courses. So let's begin. We're looking for the Texas sentences. We're looking for the topic sentence, the evidence sentence, the analysis sentence, and maybe example and summary sentences. So let's see, how do I get back to where I can edit this? Not layout. Oh man. Oh, this is killing me. I cannot find how to highlight right now. Oh, here we go. All right. Okay, um, so one thing that I've noticed already in this paragraph is the student just jumps right to the quote. When you have a paragraph, it's not a good idea to just add the quote right at the beginning. So one thing that this paragraph is missing is just a clear topic sentence. It almost looks like maybe they could have used this sentence as their topic sentence. So I'm going to kind of go back and highlight that. So I would say, first of all, this paragraph could be improved by adding a sentence before the quote that introduces the topic of the paragraph. Then it looks like they have an example, like they try to describe different students, they're describing an example of how they've had met a number of students in their school life with different personal interests, talents, with many personalities. That seems like an example to me. Now here, this part seems more like the analysis. I guess we're highlighting the analysis green. So they say, unfortunately, somehow school makes them follow the same shape of students, which is considered the best type of students. They have to learn the same things in the same way. The teacher will put into them many theories and make them remember all those miscellaneous facts. Sometimes the time pupils have to use to study occupied half of their time in a day, including school time, extra class and homework. They do not even have enough time to explore themselves. So this seems like the student is really discussing the problems with education, where we just stuff information into students, and kind of trying to analyze this quote that says you should look into yourself. So here they say explore themselves, and this is related to that quote. So I think that that's a really good example of how students like are analyzing the quote here. And I think that this is not a bad summary sentence. So I think this student actually kind of has a summary sentence that helps end the paragraph. So really one of the main pieces of advice for this student might be that they need to rearrange this like sort of topic sentence and the quote. Having the main idea of the paragraph right at the beginning is really helpful for a reader. Okay, everyone. So I hope that those, understanding the parts of a Texas paragraph and then seeing two student examples could be helpful. This one is kind of like, I would say an 8 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, probably more like a 7 out of 10. And this one is more like a 9 out of 10, where all the student needs to do is kind of rearrange the sentences a little bit and maybe maybe take one of these sentences away, maybe that they're not all necessary. But this seems more like a clearer topic, Texas paragraph. So one important thing about Texas paragraphs, everyone, is that they don't have to be perfect. You don't always have to have the T and the E and the X and the A and the S and all. It doesn't have to be so formulaic like that. So do all Texas paragraphs have to follow this exact structure, or do all paragraphs? No. This is just a way to better understand the most important parts or components of a body paragraph and make sure that you start using quotes and evidence in your writing. So just one quick example is there are many other of these sort of acronyms online. Here's one that I think is actually pretty good. It's called PEEL. It means like the paragraph has a main point, similar to a topic sentence. It has evidence, so it has support of this, It has support of this, point. It has explanation. So here they're saying explanation instead of analysis, maybe two very similar words, explaining why this quote is important. And then they have like a link sentence. This final sentence of the paragraph can link to the next paragraph, or I like how it links to the back to the main point. So this is one thing that I like about this sort of acronym, is this idea of reminding the reader, reminding the audience who's reading your writing, why your body paragraph is helping support the main idea of your essay. So if you disagree with the article, what true education should do, this sentence, each sentence in your body paragraph should remind the reader how your evidence shows this disagreement. So just here's another example of how to write like a clear body paragraph, another structure. So I hope this is helpful for you. So just a summary, everyone, little picture of Texas. I don't know. It's not really, it doesn't have anything to do with Texas. A Texas paragraph is a clear body paragraph that shows the reader the topic and includes information or evidence from a source, like an essay, article, book, or movie, and helps advance the writer's ideas. So this is like the summary of a Texas paragraph. Usually a Texas paragraph helps support the author's main idea that they explain in the introduction. So this could be, you know, the introduction of an essay or an article or book or whatever we're writing. So I hope everyone today that you understood what a journal entry is and what a Texas paragraph is. And you have homework this week to submit 2 Texas paragraphs related to the article or short essay, What True Education Should Do. So here are the instructions that are on the Google Classroom, that you can look at. But just everyone remember that for your assignment, please respond to the short essay, What True Education Should Do by Sydney Harris. Please try and write 2 Texas-style body paragraphs that include quotes from the essay. Please let me know if you have any questions. So everyone, thank you for your hard work and your participation. I really appreciate it. Again, here is the assignment instructions, and you would just need to write your paragraphs below in the Google document that I provided and then submit that by next Sunday. So thank you, everybody. I hope you have a great week, and please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.